Hello everyone, Mr. Happy here, and welcome to Mondays with Mr. Happy, aka Mr. Happy Mondays, the weekly Q&A show where you ask me questions and I answer them. I'm very behind schedule right now at the start here, so no bullshit. We're going to do sponsor readings. I'm going to answer questions. I might have time for a Twitch question or two, and then I am getting going because I got a lot of stuff to get caught up with. As a reminder, from July 11th through the early day of the 14th, I will not be around, so you may see a lack of YouTube videos. Trying to make sure that that doesn't happen, and as such, I got to catch up on a bunch of stuff, so... sponsor list, most important thing of the video. For those who don't know, we have had a Patreon open over on YouTube, or over for the YouTube channel more so than the Twitch channel, to combat hashtag demonetized over on YouTube. So we have a bunch of patrons over there. We list those off either at the beginning or at the end of every episode. And this one I'm going to do it at the beginning because I have a feeling I'll forget if I try to do it at the end in this particular episode. But anyway, we have our patron of light, Khuja and the Advent FC on Jenova. If you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see an image on the screen right now that they have provided for their shout out on the Twitch side. You guys are just going to see my ugly mug. Thank you for being the patron of light all these months. It has meant a lot, and it has definitely been a major factor contributing to combating hashtag demonetized. So thank you, Khuja and the Advent FC on Jenova. However, we do have a bunch of other sponsors as well that we cannot forget to thank. We have our standard sponsors, the Sabo Empire, Mizra, Red Wings of the Baron FC from Zalera, Fray Blackheart, Cidus, Oreo and Shiva, Syd Hellwind of Gilgamesh, Afro Ninja from Malboro, Cheesecake from Leviathan, Sploda, That Lame Weeb, Ashen, Emiya of Cerberus, Argoti, Tristam from Midgardsormr, Fafarian, Rendil, Giraffeswillrule, Stevie-Rex, and Neon. We have our elite sponsors. We have Just One Fox, Shadow Link on the Tonberry server, Dom, Sukawake on the Jenova server, Lamilionella of Midgardsormr, Sarah and the Avalanche family on Malboro, Janhyua Yotsuyu, Nyrek of Clan Vizsla, Kifkin the Grey Eagles on Exodus, Dark Graver, Katayoshi from Khuja, Skia Symphonia from Ragnarok, Rah Xephon from Exodus, Valentine Westos the Purple Warrior, Eadric Red Steel on Exodus, Lexxie Valentine, Mantaru the Rivivus FC from Zodiac, Sour Cream and Chives from Jenova, Rynoet Chikara, Giraffeswillrule of Siren, Hirsch First of Fairy, Phoenix Down for Company on Goblin, and Saren from Zodiac. Finally, we have Kano Uzuki on the Jenova server. These are our premium sponsors, by the way. Forgot to label that. Premium sponsors starting now. Kano Uzuki on the Jenova server. Yu Starlon, Coerl, Sathal, Sarah Frost from Behemoth, Diablo, Holy Tabasco, Red Thorn, Asura, Kernai Oni, Askin Hawk, Oscar, Crash015, Mustang, the Serenity FC on Ultras, Cat Kazuma, Serial Killer, and the Reckless Tea Party on Cactar, Ignis Fairgun from Diablo, Celestia of Fanfrit, Nock Cordish from Excalibur, Corvus Moonscar, Private Mikey, Spike, Nani Kirasami, Rudy Rudiger, Tin Colossus, Killer Hackman, Rawl Jr., Ramil Gaming, and Killtastic Jones. So, thank you for helping us combat hashtag demonetized. Now, I'm going to go right over into the questions. There are some other things I'd like to cover here, but I'm short on time, as I said. So, let's get started. All right, so it looks like we've got about 9 questions over on the forum, so let's see how quickly we get through these. Question number 1. Hey, Mr. H, how you doing? I'm doing all right. You doing all right? I'm doing all right. It's quite warm here in England. I'm in California. I don't want to hear about how warm it is in England, all right? Although, we got a dry heat, so it should be fine. Have a nice bird, fresh from the barbecue. Cheese and sauce? Oh, you know what I like. You know. Here's my query. I have a PS4 Pro, the standard 1TB hard drive. Been considering upgrading to a hybrid SSHD or maybe a full SSD. Are there any worth investment in your opinion? So I can't specifically speak for things that are compatible with the PlayStation 4. I don't know exactly how much effect your hard drive is going to have on anything other than potentially load times on the PlayStation 4. And even then, I just don't use my PlayStation 4 enough to even know, I guess, what the technical specs are inside of it and how much of that is going to be determined. Obviously, normally a hard drive is going to do that because of the disk reading speed. However, with a PlayStation 4, I almost said PS4. I don't know about the technology inside or if there's any sort of limitations on how much a hard drive's really going to assist you with those load times. So I can't really give you much of an advice on this one. This is something you'd have to probably find like a post on the forums or on Reddit somewhere of people talking about their PS4 and how much certain products have actually affected their performance on the console itself. So unfortunately, I don't have much of an answer for you. I just say that answer someone who's actually messed around with that kind of stuff a little bit with the PS4, because I don't mess around with it all that much. Even on my PC, I just grab whatever like standard SSD I can find that's got a decent rating on like Newegg or something like that. So sorry for not the real answer, but you enjoy Heaven on High and Hildy as well this Tuesday, July 3rd, when it hits in patch 4.35. Question number 2, yo, Mr. H. Yo, it's 2 Mr. H's. When did I become Mr. H? Whatever happened to saying the whole name? It's all right. SE has already given us Cloud's attire and we'll be soon be getting his bike. Do you think Cloud or Sephiroth can ever make an appearance in the game? Perhaps with a... Okay, you put Final Fantasy XII Remake here. So I'll put this answer very simply. With a 7 remake, I don't want to say it's impossible that we don't get a collaboration event of some kind. We haven't even gotten the 15 collaboration yet, though, so I'm not, like, super thinking that that's going to be something that happens in the near future. Obviously, there's the guesstimate that Omega will feature Sephiroth in some way, shape, or form, mostly because of 5, 6 being for Deltascape and Sigmascape, so for the next tier, 7 being the one thing. However, we have had hard confirmation that the next tier of Omega is the final one, which rules out there being another Omega tier in like 4.6 or something along those lines. So if he does make any sort of appearance there, it is not going to be one that is nearly as extravagant as Exdeath or Kefka had. And if that happens, then you know people are going to be upset. So I'm not going to say it's ever impossible. It's not my game. Is it probable? No. I think Sephiroth will be referenced in some way in the next Omega tier, maybe as a short appearance, but he's not going to be anything short of a final boss, and he won't be the final boss of Omega. That's just not going to happen with the way that Omega is gearing up to... He's training us to fight him. So if he's not the final boss, that's going to be pretty stupid. If anybody but Omega is the final boss of his own raid, that doesn't make any sense. And this is the finale of Omega, not the finale of Omega in Stormblood. Is not going to continue into the next expansion. So, I won't say no, I'm just saying unlikely. Also, a coupon for a free meal at In-N-Out. True story, lived in California for 2 years now. Not had In-N-Out. Don't give a shit about fast food burgers. I don't care about the stupid secret menu bullshit that everyone's always talking about. It's fucking fast food. I can make a better burger. With that, let's go on to the next question. On to question number 3. Hey, happy yo's. I got all sorts of nicknames nowadays. Oscar here again. Hello. Got a quick question. Why isn't most players in 14 Kupo at Sam Blackmage? So he's saying Kupo almost like a censoring way of doing it. So I'm going to translate. I'm going to reread that with the translation. Why is it that most players in 14 fucking suck at Samurai and Blackmage so much? I figured out what you wanted to say. I deciphered it a little bit. So I was in a party finder with 06 Savage, and the party lead said, people probably aren't joining because there's a Samurai or Black Mage in the group. I really find it hard to believe that people can be that uptight about a party composition. Okay, well, no, maybe Kupo actually, in this case, why do they hate it so much? Would have been more accurate, I feel. I don't understand. It's starting to make me dislike the 14 community. I play Samurai, and it just makes me hard to find decent people who allow the job into content. So anyone who doesn't allow a job, there's 2 types of people that don't allow a specific job into a raid composition. One are people who are of the same role. Like, for example, if the party leader is a monk or a summoner, for example, they may not want a Black Mage or a Samurai because they directly compete with their gear. And I think if you're running a party, I'd say that that's somewhat fair. That, you know, you could at least call the shots on that specific category. Other people who don't allow Samurai and Black Mage are probably not good enough at their own jobs to even think about meta, so you generally just try to avoid those people altogether because it probably means they probably suck at the game themselves. Anyone who is ruling out those jobs in particular in pugs is someone who's what we call a meta slave. And a meta slave doesn't necessarily, only conform to the meta, but they believe it is the holy mecca, regardless of whether or not they actually even know why, or can even decipher the reasons why it is that way in the first place, why those jobs are not in meta. Realistically, people like this are also likely to every patch basically take whatever Reddit says, oh, this job is underperforming. Like, for example, Dark Knight was in the world first clear for Ultima. So if that doesn't happen, I guarantee you people do no Dark Knight, no Samurai, no Black Mage. These are the kind of people who would see, oh, there wasn't a Dark Knight in the world first group. Guess that's it. Can't be done. But then you can literally link them to someone like Sphia's Black Mage clear, and they'll be like, oh, it's, whatever. They can't, they'll just rule it out, because it wasn't in the world first kill or some shit like that. I will say this, though. Samurai and Black Mage are high risk when accepting them into the in the party finder in a complete pug, because they're jobs that outside of their own individual skill and DPS, they don't bring anything to the table. Yes, you have Feint. Yes, you have APOC technically. But those are role actions. Any melee in those same categories could bring the same thing. And when you're playing with completely random players, there's also the risk of them not necessarily being good at those jobs. It's a risk you play with any sort of job in the party finder, but with those jobs there's no chance they bring anything more than their own DPS, so they may not trust that a random player they don't know is actually going to be efficient on those jobs. I'm always of the opinion that if a player's not good in the party finder, you should keep that in mind, which player wasn't good, not which job wasn't good, because it's not everybody. I know plenty of samurais that pull great numbers, and nothing wrong with that. I would gladly raid with them. Would I meme on them still? Absolutely. But if they can perform, that's all that matters to me. They are not dying to mechanics. They're putting out good DPS. Good. That's all you need to beat the mechanics, to beat the game, to beat the fight. So people who do this, you generally just don't want to play with them anyway, because most of the time it's situations 1 and 2. It's situation 3, still a little bit iffy. Still pretty much kind of like a subcategory of issue number 2. So just, yeah, people are just bad and they want to blame other jobs that are perceived as slightly less effective or not in meta for their problems. And that's true most of the time, at least. All right, so next question. Hey there, Haps. Sin here, and since it's the first time posting, I shall grant you a bonus of either a 1-week vacation or all your normal tasks will be completed by a Mrhappy clone that will vanish upon your return, or cookies. Lots of cookies. With an image of Shantoto laughing drawn in your choice of cookie topping. I'm going to take the first one. I can buy cookies. I will definitely take... you know what? I don't even want the... How about this? I'll change the first one. I don't want the 1-week vacation. Give me that Mrhappy clone, and I'll work alongside of him for a week, and then I'll just be, like, set for, like, a month. Because everything will be taken care of. It'll be fucking fantastic. And then maybe I'll cook a nice juicy burger. But anyway, moving on to the question. So 2 questions, one long, one short. What do you think of the Elder Scrolls Online? I haven't played it enough. I can't really formulate an opinion. All I can say is, when I have played it, I don't feel like I'm playing an Elder Scrolls game outside of the setting. I guess for me, I wanted Elder Scrolls Online to literally be Elder Scrolls, but online. And they're obviously in an MMO setting, you can't just take verbatim things you do in the single-player games and put them in the multiplayer. They've done a pretty good job of at least making it feel somewhat comparable to it, but it seems, it kind of, for me, is like struggles between the identity of Elder Scrolls and the identity of an MMO. I just feel like maybe the idea doesn't mix. So what my idea of it is doesn't match what the execution is, which doesn't mean it doesn't mean it's wrong. It's their game. They've determined this is what the execution is, but it makes it harder for me to enjoy. It's a very selfish, basically, outlook, which is why I don't really like to say what I think of it, because it's not really an accurate. It's an opinion, I guess, but it's not really a fair opinion, I suppose. I don't know. It just feels, I feel bad giving opinions on Tesso. I will say this though, when I have played it, I always PvP. That's the game I PvP in if I'm playing it. Mostly because the PvE is just super uninteresting to me in Elder Scrolls Online. But I hear good for those who enjoy it, they enjoy it, and I've heard good things about it. I know a lot of people who would take ESO in terms of some of the other MMO options over a lot of the other options overall. So yeah, it's just not really the MMO for me. I don't like the gameplay. I don't like the setting of the game overall. The only thing I really like is the PvP. So that's it. That's it for me. I don't know. That's just how it works for me. Second, I know that you like Legend of Zelda. I noticed you never talk about it. It's because I don't play them. I didn't like Breath of the Wild that much. Like, Breath of the Wild, what I always like to say is Breath of the Wild was a better adventure. And if I had to pick a video game I liked better, like in terms of Nintendo, I'd rather play Mario Odyssey. Mario Odyssey is the better game to me, whereas Breath of the Wild was the better adventure. Like, I find myself just running around doing random shit, and that's great, but it's not like... There's so many issues I had with Breath of the Wild from a design standpoint, from the way the story is told, from the way that the game is paced. Like, it is what you make of it, though. That's the whole point of it being the better adventure. So, like, I really haven't played any Legend of Zelda games since, like, N64 and GameCube. Like, I didn't even buy Wind Waker. I played it at a friend's house, and then I played Ocarina. I didn't even buy Majora's Mask. I played that at a friend's house because he owned it, and I was over there every day. So, I just haven't really liked the series. Skyward Sword I didn't get because I didn't have a Wii. So, and by the time I got a Wii, I only got it for Smash, and then I basically got rid of it pretty soon after. So, yeah, that's why I don't talk about it, because I don't play it. I haven't purchased a Legend of Zelda game since Ocarina of Time. So, kind of hard to talk about it when I literally don't buy it at all. And yeah, that's it. Anyway, thanks for answering. Congrats on your ultimate clear. Thanks. High five. It's not working. All right, question number 6. Hey, Mrhappy, you doing all right? I'm doing all right. So you doing all right? You doing all right? First time asker, long time viewer. Grant a bonus of an unlimited supply of your favorite snacks. Yo, speaking of, I have a new favorite snack. So apparently, Epic Mealtime And I had to reach over and grab. Epic Mealtime makes something called Pizza in a Bag under a company called Super Snack Time. It's fucking pepperoni jerky. Let's just say I was so ready to eat it, I couldn't even rip it off properly. And so this bag I need to cut open with scissors. This is great. If you can give me an unlimited supply of this, I will definitely take it, because this pepperoni jerky was boss. Hashtag not sponsored. Anyway, I got 2 questions. Second one is an end game spoiler. All right, well then I need to make sure that I don't, you know, show that. The first question is, safe to assume Eggy Glamour System is dead? No, they recently commented and said they're working on more things for it. That's it. So no, it's not dead. It's just, it might as well be, in my opinion. As for the spoiler, you guys know the usual. We take it off the screen. I give you a thumbs up to let you know the spoilers have started. So I'm going to leave this thumbs up here until they actually start. And when the thumbs up comes back a second time, I'll do a thumbs up again. That means the spoiler's done. So spoilers starting now. Anyway, semi-spoiler question. The Shadow Hunter, aka Gaius Van Belsar, is alive, as it appears, and he seems to be leading his own faction separate from the Garleans. Also, according to the map, there's another city-state to the east of Kugane called Bukyo. I think the next expansion would be similar to Stormblood, where we help Gaius take down the Empire while dealing with another situation east of Kugane. I don't know if Bukyo is gonna matter for anything. I feel like we're gonna learn more about that way before 5.0 ever matters or completely separated from the story altogether. I think it's gonna be all about Garlemald. You literally can't take the entire like main non-Asian villain and then also have this tiny city-state to the east of Kugane on the Hingashi Islands that, you know, is another key center point. So no, I think Bukyo is going to get mentioned. It's going to get lore for it, but I don't think it's ever going to be a major point of any of the stories. We're going to Garlemald. That's all that matters. Spoiler over. All right, question number 7. Hi, Haps. I'm glad you talked about crossplay last week, but you broke the question roulette rule. So face this returning question. All right, so just one question. Dark Knight's Bloodspiller. Normally, Bloodspiller has more potency when in tank plus DPS stance are active. Yeah, that's to offset the fact. But it's basically trying to do is it's trying to give you enough potency to offset the fact that you are currently in tank stance. But tank stance, I don't know that it actually maths out that way, because I don't play Dark Knight, so I don't know the potencies off the top of my head. I don't know enough about the job off the top of my head. Why am I making more damage with Bloodspiller when I turn Grid off? Because Grid. Probably I'd have to assume because Grid is off. Even with the potency increase, I don't know that it necessarily pans out to the exact percentage damage-wise. So no, I mean, honestly, no matter how Bloodspiller's designed, because I don't know it well enough off the top of my head in terms of potencies and percentages and everything, everything should realistically do more damage when you have your tank stance off. That's just the way it should be, because that's the way it's designed, outside of like a few select skills. And if they really wanted to make it negate that, then they can do it like some of the warrior abilities. You know, I think Inner Beast, I think that ignores the Defiance damage, the Defiance damage decrease. I'm pretty sure that it does. Yeah, you can tell how much I play the tanks, right? Yeah, I mean, if they really want to do that, they can. But otherwise, until they say it does not have, you know, is not affected by the tank, then it should be doing less while you're in tank stance. Oh wait, why am I making more damage when? Yeah, when you turn Grid off. Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. That's it. I answered it. That's it. It should be doing more with Grid off. All right, question number 8. Hello, once again, Mr. Happy. Thanks for answering my Decent and Monk questions a few months back. I don't even remember. I can't remember these questions week for week. I want to join a casual raid stack. I already have 08 Savage cleared raid experience under my belt. Where do I look? Party Finder. That's it. Party Finder, Reddit, recruitment threads, any of that stuff. Just literally any of those things. Those are the 3 places. 2, there's a maneuver that with Monk that uses Wind Tackle PV to regain stacks of Grease Lightning in the middle of a damage phase and in turn increase in damage output. What are your thoughts? So it's not that it uses Wind Tackle and PV. You're leaving out a very, very important thing here. Whenever you're using Wind Tackle, you're not using it in conjunction with Perfect Balance. You're using it you're using the Wind Tackle to increase your stacks previous to that, so you can execute a fully buffed Tornado Kick and then Perfect Balance to get your stacks back. This is a pretty common thing to do nowadays. On top of that, whenever you... Well, actually, you might be referring to whenever you Tornado Kick, and then people... I don't know if people are using PB in conjunction with Wind Tackle to Tornado Kick every minute versus every minute and a half. Because people are Tornado Kicking a lot more. You don't have to do it, but it has been shown to be like At least if you're doing it every opportunity with PB and not deliberately trying to line it up with fire, with what's the name of the ability? Warrior. No, I'm reading chat now. I'm getting too many things mixed up. This is what happens when I try to go too fast. Riddle of Fire. I don't know why I couldn't get Riddle of Fire in my head or out my mouth or whatever the hell. Trying to do too many things at once. Thinking about too many things at once. But anyway, some people try to just line it up with only Riddle of Fire because that is an increase. And then otherwise people will line up the Tornado Kick with just every PB and they'll just use it and get the stacks back. I don't see many people do the first one. I've seen some pretty high parses on FF logs with people who use it once a minute and just conjunction it with PB as long as they won't lose their PB. I see people just do it every Riddle of Fire. Their last GCD under Riddle of Fire, they just they Tornado Kick and then they PB to get it back. But I don't very often see in conjunction Wind Tackle and PB used simultaneously. Maybe I've missed something though. I haven't paid as much attention to Monk optimization in recent months. Before the Tornado Kick thing happened was around the time where I had my own personal issues, and honestly, I just, with 98% on 05 and 06 and then like just not really caring about 7 and 8 in terms of percentages, I was just like, whatever, I don't give a shit. Like, I'm gonna beat everything in this fucking game anyway. So I just didn't care after March. I was like, I just want to log in, get it done, get the fuck out, and just relax. And that's kind of how it's been since March for me. But I'm finally starting to catch my stride a little bit again, so maybe it's about time that I actually looked through all the Monk optimization and actually took the time to give a shit, because I just haven't lately. And the last one's a spoiler question, so I guess I'll have to do the spoiler thing again. Already explained it, so let's go on. Let's see. Boop. I already get the thumbs up, so I hope you're not listening anymore. We've seen Sue and Shiva be channel summoned through a vessel summon, and have Midgardsormr be summoned at the end of Sigma-Skeep story. Do you believe it is possible the Warrior Light is capable of channeling Amaterasu in a similar manner? I mean, anything's possible. If we really wanted to, I mean, we just have to want it, but I mean, literally anything can be possible. We can channel a summon through pretty much anybody at this point. It wouldn't surprise me at all. So, sure, why not? There's no way to say no to this. So the answer is maybe. So why not? Just that's it. So, okay, that's thanks for answering, and give everyone a burger bonus, a voluntary bonus, in an all-the-way burger from Five. I don't like Five Guys. I don't like Five Guys. I don't like fast food burgers. Burgers are like the one food, fast food-wise, I don't like any of them. Five Guys, over-seasoned and not an overpriced. And In-N-Out, it's literally just fucking it's just a fucking fast food burger. Like, I don't like any fast food burgers. I need like a legitimate, actual burger. Like a nice, juicy, taken care of, not overpriced, not waste of my life burger. And I feel that way about pretty much all fast food burgers. I can do gourmet burgers, but fast food burgers just make me sick. I'll take the fries from Five Guys though, although to be honest, Five Guys fries are probably even more over-seasoned than their burgers are. So maybe I'll just not go to Five Guys. Oh, by the way, spoilers done. All right, and question number 9. Hey Haps, how you doing? I'm doing all right. You doing all right? I'm doing all right. I've been using the same Dragoon rotation as 4.1, but it seems that it may not be. I don't know. If you're going to ask me, this is something you just got to Google, dude. I don't play Dragoon. So you just got to, 2 things you always got to do. Go hit a dummy with multiple different ones. Do like 10 different test cases minimum on each one. See which one turns out better. Or ask Reddit, because I don't play Dragoon. I can't tell you how to play Dragoon because I don't know how to play Dragoon. I don't know where the guides are being posted. Unfortunately, the Final Fantasy XIV community is probably the least consistent MMO I've seen in terms of guide posting. Yes, you can find 1,000,001 guides on YouTube. Yes, you could probably search for one on Reddit. Yes, people have their own blog posts for this shit. It's never centralized. There's actually an organization, a thing called the Wandering Unity, and they wanted to collect all these things and create this central area for people to find all this information in one place. It's just, I don't know. I don't know when it'll happen. I don't know how ambitious that is. I don't know if people would conform, but I really want it to work. I really want it to work because it sucks that it's not like other MMOs where I could be like, well, go to this website and find a guide here, go to that website, find a guide there. Yeah, I mean, that's just how it is. So it's going to be the last question from over on the forum side of things. I am going to now defer to the Twitch chat to see if there's a quick question before we wrap things up. So Twitch chat, let me know what you got. All right, so I took some questions from the Twitch chat. We had a few discussions about them, but none of them were really like, I didn't want to put any of them in the video, so I decided that we're just going to wrap up the video here after the 9th question over on the forums. After the 8th question on the forums, because I had to skip one because I skipped it last week, and then they just posted it again. So I skipped it again. So it's just there again. But anyway, if you have a question for an episode of Mondays with Mr. Happy, you have 2 ways of getting it to me. One, go to the description of the video and find the Dream Network forum link there. Post it there. Don't post it in the YouTube comment section because I won't see it. Or I'll see it, but I won't answer it on the video more accurately. The other way is to tune in on Sundays when I actually record Mondays with Mr. Happy live. I know it's a lie. It's never really been on Mondays. So, sorry, we have to record things in advance to get them done for the next day. If you show up live and you ask a question that is in that, I guess, correct for the videos, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, my brain's not working today, is a fit for the videos, then I'll include it in the video. If not, I'll still answer it if it's in the chat. So you win either way. It's either in the video and it gets answered, or it's not in the video and it gets answered. So, win-win situation. But anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video. Thank you again to our sponsors, and apologies for the somewhat rushed nature of this episode, as like I said, I am behind schedule. On the Twitch side of things, I'll be here for another minute or two, but on the YouTube side of things, let's wrap things up. So thank you for watching. I will see all of you for next week's episode of Mondays with Mr. Happy, and until then, take care.